allow the children to the budget. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo.
Yeah, good afternoon, good morning to you, good evening to you, from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun Live. Kindly share the broadcast. Yeah, share the broadcast with your friends, okay? Copy the link, share it wide, far and wide. Tell them Maiyegun today.
Facebook, glory YouTube, Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary.
Let me tell you something. To the regular viewers of Maiyegun's Diary Politico, especially on YouTube, okay? We have our prime time. Our prime time is 9 p.m. I have come to pick that time that it is in between my friends in South America, North America, my friends in Europe, my friends in Asia, and all over the world. It falls in between that time because of the different time zones. So 9 p.m. is the time you will always expect Maiyegun to be live, except once in a while, when body no agree with mind. You know what I'm talking about? But apart from that, if you see any other broadcast, either emergency broadcast, just read the title, okay? If you read the topic of that conversation, it is likely going to be very current to what has happened in the last 24 hours in Nigeria. And most of the time, the reason why I always get to replay some of the videos, premiere them, stream them again, is just because those who miss them when we run them live can see them again. Remember, 9 p.m. most of the time the broadcast is scheduled at least 2 hours or an hour ahead. Share the broadcast and check the dates. This is Maiyegun. Let's get started. So tonight, I'm going to share some, stuffs with you. We're going to talk about the latest, more or less like an update. Then, as usual, I'm going to take you a little bit down the memory lane so that for the sake of those who usually ask, how did we get here? Of course, sometimes I can deviate. Sometimes I can crack joke. Sometimes I can scream, shout. In all of these, just remember, if you pay attention, there will always be reasons for everything that I'm going to say. However, Femi Oponu Adeshina, who happened to be the deputy to Garbage Shehu, both of them speaking for the lifeless Boko Haram. 2 weeks ago, Barrister Femi Falana son came out and he said, wait, you guys told us. We'll come back to that. Don't worry, Emmanuel. You guys told us that you have arrested 400 Boko Haram sponsors in Nigeria, especially the Bureau de Change that have been managing the movement of money and all of that logistics for the terrorists. How come we don't know them? How come you are not trying them? Right? And they said, well, we are going to try them. And in fact, we're going to make their names public. That was what Malamu, the Attorney General, or pretty much like people will say, Attorney General, the Deceiver General of Nigeria. So we're expecting them to give us the names of Boko Haram sponsor, to start to get to know that, okay, yeah, we can now say these are the people. We have their names, we have their ID, we have their everything. Dubai came out and they gave us their own names. Then Femi Oponu Adeshina came out today to say, for security reasons, we're not going to tell you the names of the Boko Haram sponsor. I remember that the former governor of Borno, now a senator, Shetima, once alleged that the reason why Boko Haram lasted that long under Goodluck Jonathan was because they were using Boko Haram to reduce the population of northern Nigeria, to also further destroy the economic capital of northern Nigeria. These allegations were the most lies sold to their people confidently. And that if they managed to gain power, they were going to expose those behind Boko Haram and other terrorism. We know that there is no point in looking for the sponsor or the backers of Boko Haram and other terrorist gang in Nigeria. No need to look further. We know the sponsor. However, there are other those that they are shielding, because what makes government of Nigeria culpable in all of this is this. Rather than for the insecurity to abate, to reduce, now that somebody who they claimed is a former soldier, somebody who they claimed fought civil war, and somebody who they claimed fought the Matatasin or something in Kano, that he had the magic wand to end the Boko Haram insecurity. But you know what happened? 6 years after that, we are not just dealing with Boko Haram anymore. You now have the ISWAP, you have the Miyetti, you have the Fulani bandits. All these terrorists are not facing any real law or any real judgment or prosecution in Nigeria. None. The only visible thing that Nigerian government is doing to fight terrorism in Nigeria is to rehabilitate the terrorists. Their own rehabilitation is for the terrorists to say they've repented after they are captured. Now, over 8,000 of them have been released so far. Over 8,000 of them have recently surrendered. Then the Nigerian military came. Nigerian military said, those the ISWAP, the terrorists killing people today in northern Nigeria, they were terrorists from outside Nigeria who came to invade Nigeria. That is on the one hand. On the other hand, the same fraudulent government in Nigeria is also budgeting and spending billions and billions on rehabilitation of those that are surrendering with their families. Those they said are invading from another country. Now let's bring it back a little bit. Rather than for the insecurity to stop, it got escalated to the point that Nigeria is not just on her knees anymore, practically now on her belly, all right, waiting to die under this crook. You are fighting terrorists on this hand, as they claim. You are pardoning terrorists on this hand. Then those who are real sponsors of the terrorists, you said because of for security reasons, you can't release their names. Sahara reporters gave us hints, and I'm going to read them out for the sake of this broadcast. And I'm going to take you back a memory lane again, because you see all these divisions you are witnessing in Nigeria today. All of these differences, disagreements, and the rest of that, they came to be because of the long neglected or repeated injustice that were never ever probed or prosecuted. And those who did them are now emboldened to do worse and damn the consequences. This compilation of injustice here and there, everywhere, and the grandstanding, the aloofness of these guys in charge of Nigeria, Boko Haram and gang, their aloofness is so kind of divisive enough that people don't want to discuss things that we can sit together and say, you know what? Is it about the what do you call it? Is it about controlling of your own resources and then doing your own thing your own way? Okay, yeah, let's sit down and talk about it. Let nobody rule over anybody and all that stuff. Things you can sit down and talk about and say, well, let's bring about a referendum and just move about. But their aloofness, their pride, their arrogance of getting away with so many kind of crimes, injustice, impunity, it has emboldened, and with no consequences, has emboldened them to do further. That's why people don't want to sit down and have this chat anymore. They just want to say, if there's any conversation that's going to take place, let it be a conversation around the referendum, if we are still going to be part of this or not. The reason why they won't give you the names of the Boko Haram sponsor is because those who are keeping the names, they are those who are the real leaders of Boko Haram and terrorism in Nigeria. But let me read out these few names before we go back to Shetima. Here, they said 400. However, apart from the names released by the UAE government, Dubai government, these are the names of those apprehended by the security agents in Nigeria. And they have been, according to them, I'm not sure, they said they have been in detention in different facilities all over Nigeria. They know them as Boko Haram sponsors. And they have done so much. I don't know how true this is. So don't believe that because, well, we have names. Some said these are fictitious names, fake names that anybody can say, well, that's your name. But guess one thing? Another thing that we should also pay attention to. Nigeria media, they have all these names, right? And you would expect them to dig and dig for these names and get the identities of these people. And then publish them out there. To the point that, including those who are hiding in this government, use that same technique, their link, their association, phone contact, calls, bank accounts, and stuff like that. That's the job of the media if you do have a real investigative journalist in Nigeria. But that's a story for another day. Sahara Reporters has managed to give us some names. I'm going to read them out, starting with this. 45 names. I'll read some of them. They said they are those they believe are in custody of Boko Haram and the Boko Haram government of Nigeria. And this Boko Haram sponsor have never ever been tried, and there is no plan of trying them. Now, let's read. We have Saidu Ahmed, Ibrahim Sonny Bello, Mustafa Musa Adamu. You see all these names. If you go on social media, you can search for some of them. Okay, people have already started, sharing the images of some of these guys in a way, linking them one way or the other to what indeed laid credence to these names. Okay, I'll read again. Saidu Ahmed, Ibrahim Sonny Bello, Mustafa Musa Adamu, Abubakar Sadiq Garba, Hussein Adamu, Muhammad Sonny Adamu, Abdurrahman Ibrahim, Ghazali Yusuf, Yusuf Ali Yusuf, Abubakar Adamu Yellow, Zauradin Bashir, Aruna Garba, Garo, Ibrahim Aliu Usman, Azan Idris, Musa Emma, Aliashim Muhammad Aliashim, Baba Samaila, Bulama Tahir, Abubakar Ali, Muhammad Ambari, Danlami Azan Nadabo, Danladi Tale Inowa, Bashir Ali, Manzur Muhammad Usman, Musa Tasiu Yao, Awalu Ali Aliazan, Sadi Saidu Abdullahi, Suraj Adamu, Muhammad Hawalu, Ismaila Abdulaziz Muhammad, Munzali Ashiru Gambo, Yazid Muhammad Usman, Nabir Zakari, Gambo Hawalu, Muhammad Abba, Bashir Idris Shuaibu, Muhammad Yahaya, Hawalu Ibrahim, Abdullahi Humar Usman, Dahiru Humar Muhammad, Abdullahi Muhammad, Abubakar Yahaya, Uzaini Lawali Idrisu, Ladan Ibrahim, Nuruddin Gani Aliyu. Those are the few names they've released so far. As we get more names and we begin to get the ID, we begin to share them. The reason is this. They refused to proscribe Boko Haram. Do you know that? That in Nigeria, Boko Haram is not a terrorist organization. Do you know that? Also, that in Nigeria, Miyeti Fulani terrorists, they are not classified as terrorist organization. Do you know that? And this is why. As much as Boko Haram are killing in the name of their Allah, as they claim, what would you say the Fulani terrorists from the Sahel are killing for in Nigeria? They are killing to get them completely established in every part of Nigeria by gazetting those land for them that will later turn out to be local government areas in your different states across the South. That is why when the Southern governors came together, that our people are not happy. Our people are really, really angry. It is there in the South that we have the Yoruba Nation agitators. That's in the South. It's there you have the Biafran agitators. Listen, there are so many things that leads to all these agitations where people say, give us referendum. We don't want to be part of any election. Just give us a referendum and let's decide who wants to be part of Nigeria and who don't want to be part of Nigeria. Whether it is to break up Nigeria right away or to what? To break Nigeria into the normal regions that where everybody can control their own resources and control their own lives of the interference of the parasite, as we call them, right? At least we need the referendum. This kind of Nigeria cannot continue. And they were enraged. They said that they were not consulted, that the North was not consulted before the South decided to ban open grazing. The North was not consulted before the South decided to start their own Amotekun and, Eastern Security Network, as well as the Ebube lizard that we don't even know where they are, by the way. And people said, how can the South come and consult with you in the North? What kind of insult is this? What kind of, we can see all you guys are doing. We can see how much you are pampering these terrorists. We can see how much you are everywhere, making it like the government of Nigeria is actually the government of Northern Nigeria. And we pretended that, okay, fine, enjoy it. Now, the spillover of the insecurity, we are now dealing with that in the Southern Nigeria now. And we know how incapacitated your security forces are and how colluded they are as part of the whole problem. So we're going to do something anyway. You didn't consult the South when you started ISWAP. The Taliban police in Kano. You did not consult the South before you started the Taliban police in 12 states in northern Nigeria. You didn't consult the South. Why should the South consult you when they want to stop the cows from roaming on their streets? Why should they consult with you before they will provide security, safety for that local farmers living in that local communities far away from the city where the news can actually see the atrocities of these criminals? Why should we consult with you? So that's the bone of contention. And like I said, those handling the insecurity, those who are benefiting from it, are those who are currently in power. They choose who to go after. They choose who to shield. In this case, they decided to go after any of their own military that failed to obey the order to stand down, especially if they are having upper hand against the terrorists. But every day, right, soldiers get killed by the same terrorists that they said are handing over, the same terrorists that are currently repenting. How does that make any sense to you as a human being? I'm not talking about as a Buhari idiot now or as a cyberbarian, okay? I'm asking you as a human being. Think about this for a minute, right? You have no money. Your country is broke. Your country is poor. It is the poverty capital of the world. It is the worst place to live on earth. It is actually, the people living in that country, they are the second most terrorized people in the whole world. The number one most terrorized people in the entire Africa. Now, when you check the terrorism index, within 6 years, Nigeria and Afghanistan, they are now competing for number one, number two position as the most terrorized countries in the whole world. And yet, the little money you manage to gather to steal, to buy weapon, and then all of that stuff, right? Your soldiers, poorly fed, poorly armed, poorly equipped, with outdated equipment that are deliberately given to them, obsolete equipment to go and fight terrorists that are with sophisticated weapons, including RPG. They've got RPG. They've got land to surface rocket launcher. They shot down fighter jets, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't shoot down a fighter jet by shooting AK-47 at the plane. No, they shot a fighter jet down. And then these ill-equipped soldiers managed, one way or the other, to go after these bandits once in a while, whenever they did. What happened when most of them get killed and they finally get to capture some of them? What happened? They get freed, they get released, and the government who came in at the back of we are coming to end Boko Haram in 6 months. The same government is facing us to say, listen, for security reason, we are not going to name the sponsor of Boko Haram. So does that mean that the sponsor of Boko Haram are powerful enough that after you claim to have arrested them, you are now so scared? These are the people that have killed over 300 children in the last 12 years alone. Okay? And we don't know what they look like. We just get all these fictitious names that we can't really possibly, find the 10% of them. That is called government magic. When they ask Femi Okonu Adeshino, he has something to say for the record. Listen.
It's not the first time the federal government will say there needs to be an exposure or to name and shame those who are backing or funding terror in Nigeria. The United Arab Emirates recently also came out, not the first time, to name names. 6 Nigerians were indicted in those funding terror globally.
Yeah, thank you. Naming and shaming will not be the motive. Rather, bringing malefactors to justice will be it. Nigeria is not interested in naming and shaming anybody. Rather, it wants to bring them to justice. You will see that the United Arab Emirates has given some names, and the Attorney General of the Federation has responded to that matter, saying that in due course, all these people will have their dates in court. Rest assured that these people will be dragged before justice, and justice will have its way.
Femi, justice will have its day. The same Femi Okonu Adeshino that told the Buharidins and the Buhari Didirins, the Buhari Dinotus and the Buhari Dijatus, all these cyberbarians, these ombudsman slaves, obedient fools, and sophisticated morons. It was this same Femi that told them that Boko Haram went to Russia and he signed a Jaokuta deal. And he titled that article, Ajaokuta Roar Back to Life. That was about 3-4 years ago. Today, the Buhari idiots themselves, they are now biting fingers like, oh boy, now this whole thing are just fraud. It is the same Femi Okonu Adeshino that is assuring you, as if to say his word actually counts for anything. Some said he's just doing his job. Of course, you can also say that to the dead 300 children. Children, no, I'm not even talking about the adults now. This is the one they call official record. If they are looking for those who are sponsoring them and they don't know, I have one here for you. Do you remember him?
And yes, we offered them money. We said, look, if we have to pay you not to kill our people, we're happy to do it. Compensation for lives and property has foundations even in the Quran and the Bible. Frankly, as the governor of the state, this is where my opinion comes in. As I speak, we are aware of some church leaders that have been getting money from abroad to bury Christians that have been killed, to rebuild thousands of churches that have been destroyed, because the more they put this on social media and give the impression that Christians are being targeted, the more dollars flow in.
Is there your proof of this?
I will not say proof. The security agencies have been monitoring, and when we put it all together, you'll be surprised.
How many of you remember Philip? Let's take it word for word now. He started with, yes, of course, we offered them money. He was talking about the Fulani terrorists they offered money to. And that was the beginning of the genocide going on in southern Kaduna. And in order to make it look like he knows what he's talking about, he confirmed that he gave them money. He quickly attacked the Christians that are being killed. He agreed. He confirmed it that they are being killed. That the more Christians are killed, the more churches are burned. Thousands of churches are burned. And these Christians are posting it on social media. People send them money from abroad. He did not deny the genocide. So if you are looking for a sponsor of Boko Haram that is in government, I just gave you one. Another one is a pandemic. The one in charge of your communication in Nigeria right now. Man, honestly speaking, if there is anything at all that should get you worried, is the fact that everything about you is in the hands of those who could easily give them out to terrorists and terminate you anytime. They will be in charge of your airline, in charge of your communication, your text messages. They just recently said they were buying a machine to hack into your WhatsApp so that they can know who you are talking to, who you are texting, and every other thing you are exchanging on WhatsApp. They want to spend almost 50 billion naira to buy that. It's a pandemic. The same guy that gave money to people in America to go and shout one Nigeria, one Nigeria. They are there, the sponsor of Boko Haram, the sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria. If you want them and their antecedents and everything that could link them up, you see all these names you have here. People should begin to check them. Those who can trace them, get us their identity. Let those who can do forensic investigation and the rest of that find a link. You will realize that, you know, all these names, if they ever exist, you realize that more than 80% of them, they have link to your senators, to your governors, to all of them from that northern Nigeria. And here it is. Yesterday, I said something. I said, the fraud, the lie about one northern Nigeria is, we are beginning to demystify that now, right? So you realize where they really occupy. If Nigeria, if there's a referendum today, yeah, there's a referendum where the South can genuinely, right, decide on their own destiny without having to always face these terrorists who abandon the welfare of their people, the safety of their people, for the aggrandizement that comes with central power, the one that is not even beneficial to them, right? The South can manage our own affair. To some extent, I believe, even if we have to finally break up and all that, but we can actually do without these guys once we begin to let everybody know that they are the parasite, and until their people turn against them, until their people see through their lies, until they can no longer use Nigeria as the excuse, as the reason, until they can no longer see anybody to gaslight, any tribe to gaslight or to kill, no, in order to prove to their people that that's the reason why they are not, they are unable to make them safe. It's because the Biafrans are asking for Biafra. It's because some people want to break Nigeria. It's because the South want to take their own VAT. It's because this, it's because that. They will no longer have to have them as excuses anymore. We will no longer be there, including our own southern criminals. They too will no longer have the northern excuses anymore. They will no longer have the federal government excuses to give anymore. This will be a total reset. And guess what? If the southern Nigeria and the people of the Middle Belt, the North Central, which are not supposed to be called North Central in the first place, the people of the Central Nigeria, the Middle Belt, if they should, by any chance, take this advice, liaise with their own southern brothers and their sisters, yeah, this is what you're going to have. This is what you're going to have. And you see that homogeneous North, great North, 1 million, 100 million voters, blah, 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 blah voters. Once you take the Middle Belt out, then you leave them with the Sharia North, where they can easily welcome their cousins, their nephews, their nieces and all of them from Chad, from Niger, from Libya, from all these places, where they can invite them over. Then they can give them land as much as they want. These are people who have bigger lands. Imagine the people they claim have invaded Nigeria, like Nigerian Army said, yeah? They are the terrorists from Niger Republic, from Mali, from Sudan, from Libya, from Cameroon, from Chad. These are the places they said they come from, Somalia, all these places, yeah? And if you look at some of these places, they are bigger than the entire Nigeria. I'm talking about the entire map of Nigeria that you see, Chad is bigger than Nigeria by landmass. Bigger. Sudan is far bigger than Nigeria. I know Libya is not as big as Nigeria. But you know what? Niger Republic, with their small population, they are bigger than all of the entire Nigeria, including the north, south, everywhere. But you see these criminals in power in Nigeria. They want Ruga land for people coming. Are you with me? For people coming from all those places, because they need land for them to be able to have peace in Nigeria. Are you following that? So that's what you're going to get. There is no homogeneous North. There is nothing like one North. And when the situation gets to that level, that is where everybody will bear in Papa name. That's when you realize that, oh boy, when we were growing up, we were told 3 major ethnic groups in Nigeria are Hausas, Yorubas, and Igbos. But Nigeria has, you know what I'm talking about, Sha? It's in a tribe. But all of a sudden, since you started this 1999, immediately after Obasanjo, the thing just started changing to Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani, Fulani, Hausa Fulani, Hausa. The media started changing Hausa Fulani, and they started saying the 3 major ethnic groups in Nigeria are Hausa Fulani, Yoruba, the Igbos. Are you following? And today, people are saying, Hausa Fulani. They are. So when the thing get to that level, the Kanuris, the Hausas, everybody that... I have a map. Let me show you one map. If you want to see everybody from everywhere in Nigeria, yeah? This is it. You can see where everybody is. You can see where you come from. So you can know your own size. Everybody know where they come from. Waiting link us. You see that yellow part? Now the Hausa land be that. You see that green part? Now the Kanuri people be that. But I'll leave that to them. I don't want to be the one to explain everybody's identity. You shall know where you belong. By the time the systemic breakup, God bless you, Jare, Wazobia. Chai. I like that. You remember when we're like Wazobia, Wa for Yoruba, Zo for Hausa, Bia for Igbo. And Wa is come in Yoruba, Zo is come in Hausa, Bia is come in Igbo. They say Wazobia, abeg. Waiting be the come of Fufu Day. And when did that come into our conversation? No be Wazobia that they call us. Wazobia. Now, I don't even know. My Fulani friends who are here, because I do have some of them watching me, waiting become in Fufude. So that we can place it in there now that we have Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo. So by the time everybody finding level like this, that is what they will have up north, where they can have Sharia. You get what I mean now? And let us see what Sharia, what kind of Dubai they will build in northern Sharia then. Because you see, what is going on right now is systemic breakup of Nigeria. And that thing got escalated when Boko Haram and APC, Egbekegbe. Somebody said, Wafusobia, Abi Wasofobia, Funwazobia. What about that? Funwazobia, makes sense. No insult to you if you are my Fulani friend, though. I'm not insulting you. I'm just, out of curiosity. All this whole thing, we were respecting ourselves. So if you say the Yoruba, you know that Yorubas are not one Yoruba like that too. Trust me, I'm a Yoruba man, Ijebu man. And if they say, what is your relationship with, are you a descendant of Oduduwa? The core Ijebus, the real Ijebus will tell you that, Do you understand what I'm saying now? But nevertheless, we speak same language, similar language enough, and we share similar culture, religion, and so many other things that we actually settled for centuries. Settled in where we are right now, called our own ancestral land. But you won't say in Yoruba land, they speak one language. No, come on. Even within Yoruba land, we have more than well, if I'm just being a little bit kind of conservative with it, we have more than 20 languages in Yoruba land alone. We have more than 20 tribes in Yoruba land alone. If you go to Igbo land, you will see that, yes, that Igbo language sounds like one. But guess what? When somebody is speaking Igbo from Anioma, or speaking Igbo from Olu, speaking Igbo from Owerri, and somebody is speaking Igbo from Abia, or speaking Igbo from Enugu, they will tell the difference themselves. Just same way like me, a Yoruba man, will tell you that, yes, I'm a Yoruba man. He's a Yoruba man. She's a Yoruba man. She's from Oshun. She's from Ondo. I'm from Ijebu. She's from Egba, and the rest of that. But by the time we begin to speak, so that was respected. That's the point I wanted to make. We respected ourselves. In the name of trying to make us look like one, they came up with all these narratives that are not genuine. If they were genuine, right, we won't find ourselves here today. Pardoning terrorists. They can do that in the north without having to put the entire country into the trauma of knowing that when Fulani terrorists and other terrorists attack you, you stand a little chance of surviving it. And if you manage to survive it, you are likely going to still be prosecuted for fighting to stay alive. So how do you then continue to forgive foreign terrorists, rehabilitating them with your own money that you don't even have in Nigeria? What other kind of collaboration do you think we should be looking into? Who are those we should be looking into their own affairs and the decision-making process? Today, the news that came from Zamfara, despite the fact that they said they have shut down network there for weeks now, shut down network in Katsina, shut down network partially in Kaduna, in Zamfara State alone today. One of their own local emir called into a BBC program, Hausa, and then said, all this news you are reading about are all lies. That more than 8 villages that he knows of have been attacked. that many people have been killed that they can't even account for. But they can confirm that over 400 of them have been kidnapped as well. Kidnapped, taken into the forest. It was in the same Zamfara where they said they are killing the bandits. 24 hours or 48 hours after they broke the news that they were killing the bandits, after they shut down the internet, shut down the phone network and every other thing. The bandit took over military barracks. And there is another collusion, right? Boko Haram in 2018, they went into excess crude accounts. Excess crude account was created by Obasanjo during the time that he felt like they were going to have an oil windfall. So that, in Nigeria, every year they write their budgets. They write their budget on the benchmark of oil price. So if oil price, for example, is $50 per barrel, they will write their budget for next year. They will begin to write the budget for somewhere around $40 per barrel. Then they will budget, they will then count how many liters of, how many crude oil are we going to declare that we sold. Then they will use all this tally and all this fraudulent stuff, right? So last, sorry, thank you so, I nearly missed that, by the way. One sec. Just one sec. No. Okay, found it. Right. So they put it on their benchmark. They use the benchmark. They call it benchmark, which means even if the oil price fall below the $50, right, they will still be able to do their budgeting based on the $40 benchmark. Now, in a case whereby the oil price just suddenly jump up, like they know that, they expect oil not to be sold for anything less than $40, and suddenly they are selling the barrel of oil for somewhere around $80, $75, $90, or $100. So you see that excess of $60 on each barrel is what Obasanjo suggested, and he opened an account and he called it excess crude account. Since the arrangement in Nigeria is that every money made, every penny made from everywhere, they should put everything in that cookie jar, in that big jar, and share the money. So Obasanjo didn't share the money. And he saved a lot. Honestly, the guy actually saved more than $22 billion. He actually left. When he left power, Obasanjo left about $22 billion in that account. When Yar'Adua came, within just 30 months or so, 1.5 years or 2 years, 2.5 or 3 years that he spent, they depleted that account from 22 billion down to somewhere around 15, 14 billion. Jonathan took over. Between 2010 and 2015, Jonathan, when he was leaving, Jonathan handed over to Boko Haram a balance of $7.5 billion from almost 15 billion that Yar'Adua left. None of them added anything. Boko Haram took over in 2015 with APC, Egbekegbe. And within that time, they are still selling oil. They are supposed to still be saving, but they are looting anything that they could loot. Both PDP, you know what I'm talking about. So last, Boko Haram came. In 2018, Boko Haram now said they wanted to fight Boko Haram, to defeat Boko Haram. Finally, he withdrew 1 billion from that. Well, hang on. So within the first 3 years of Boko Haram, or let's state it this way, within the first 6 months of Boko Haram, they added $350 million as money saved from excess crude oil. So it was Boko Haram for the first time in about 10 or 15 years since Obasanjo left power. It was Boko Haram that actually added money to that excess crude account. And how much? $350 million. But like the fraudsters, they give you small. They say, take this one. You say, thank you. So they celebrated it. It was everywhere in the newspaper. This is Bukwari we voted for. This is the man. This is, for the first time in 10 years, Nigeria is saving money. In excess could not GBT, it was GBT, was actually fraud, right? You know what happened? Between 2016 and 2018, the money in excess crude accounts depleted completely down to something around the 1 billion. 1 billion, I think they said it was at 1.3 billion. 1.3 billion. What's happened? They don't spend them. Just like Abacha loot, over 6 billion Abacha loot that they received, they've spent it as well. What happened to the excess crude account? They don't finish them. So in 2018, that was the moment that Jibril Ali Sudani, you know what I'm talking about? That is not Bokwari is wearing mask, he's not wearing mask or not. And they needed an international image for him, just something to make it look like he's Bokwari to prove it. They decided to go and parley with Donald Trump. And that was where they decided that they wanted to buy the Tuscano jets. The Tuscano jets that they are now sending to Nigeria now. So they withdrew $1 billion from the excess crude accounts. And they put Bokwari inside the plane, the money coin, and built them up to America. They handed over about $400 million to an American, fighter jet maker somewhere in Virginia, we're told. And after that meeting, Donald Trump said, don't ever bring that lifeless person to me again, ever. And that was what gave birth to lifeless Bokwari, lifeless. Do you get what I mean now? It was Donald Trump that some people said they were in a meeting. And they didn't know. That was the time that they said they didn't know that the microphone was on. And Donald Trump was like, don't ever bring that lifeless person to this place again. Don't ever bring him anywhere close to me. Anyway, now 1 billion then withdrew from Nigeria. Now 400 million they spent in America, right? What happened to the remaining 600 million? Everything that happened to the rest of the money that you can ask for. So that was the journey of, 1 billion. Today, that excess crude accounts now only 75. I don't know if now zero self. The last time we checked, they said now $75 million remain there. From 7.5 billion. Obasanjo left it at 22 billion in 2007. 2007 can't sound like 1807. Like it was like ancient years ago. So if you want to know how depleted Nigeria has become, how depreciated Nigeria has become, this is how degenerated it has become. And every of this story that you are hearing right now, there are individual people that are victims of all the consequences of all these decisions, right? Terrorists are not being prosecuted. When they receive weapons in Nigeria, suddenly, terrorists will attack the military base. They will cut away all the weapons, the ammunitions, and the rest of that. Now we have the hint that they also move money here and there. Now that they have actually industrialized kidnapping and the ransom payment in Nigeria today, where what else is left? It's just have to be like esprit de corps. Police they kidnap, EFCC they kidnap, military they kidnap, kidnapper they kidnap, bandit they kidnap, Miyetti Allah they kidnap, DSS they kidnap. Malamu is also a kidnapper. Everywhere you turn to, you have to see the victims of the consequences of all these actions, okay? And it didn't start today. It started a while ago. Let me take you back memory lane. I want to drink a little bit as well, just before we continue. Do you remember this celebration of Bokwari coming to power? Why those who initially thought they were coming to crush everybody? By the way, congratulations to all the freedom fighters, all of you who have decided to sacrifice everything by standing on the on truth, by standing with the truth, so to say, no matter whatever the cost is. I want to say thank you to all of you. The legal team of IPOB, they did wonderful thing. The Nigerian government is running away from them. They are running away from courts. Listen, a court just released one of our Ada Biafra. Her name is Ngozi. I can't remember the full name. She got kidnapped by the Nigerian DSS simply because they accused her of being a member of IPOB. She's been locked up for for months now. Finally, they found her and the court set her free today. Not just that, by also awarding damages against the kidnapping police of Nigeria. Nigerian police will have to pay her 50 million naira. Don't worry, they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay it in cash. They will pay. They will pay for everything that they are doing. So that's why I have to give kudos to the legal team of IPOB. Yes, 3rd of October is when they expect Nnamdi Kanu to appear in court. There's already a rumor. There's already a rumor that is not going to be presented in court. They're not going to bring him to court. And this is already has started raising a lot of dust in the eastern Nigeria as we speak now. You can't keep him without being bold enough to present your evidence of why you are holding him. You can't just do that and expect everywhere to be so calm and peaceful. Things are not done that way. Nowhere is peaceful from the day you kidnapped him. And until you are bold enough, if you're bold enough that you kidnapped him, you have the power to do that. Bring him to court. Let him speak openly to his supporters. I mean, you have him, right? If you are not scared, listen. If Nnamdi Kanu is brought to court tomorrow, the entire Abuja will feel that something is happening. I'm talking about the entire Abuja. You know why? Because it's not because the people are scared. It's because those who think they are powerful people who are living inside prisons that they call mansion, they are being guarded by gun-wielding men and women who are ready to shoot and kill. Why would anybody want to come and kill you in your prison that you call mansion? But guess what? As powerful as they think they are as scared as rabbits. Maybe no insult, or let me just say apology to the rabbits, because I don't know what to compare them with. They are as scared as anything, but they love to appear so powerful, so mean, so fearless, and all of that. But when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the person they want to bring to court, they are scared as that police station located in the local farm of Zamfara, where people begin to go, police station that shot at 2 p.m. because of security reason. They are scared as that, despite the fact that they think they control the world. Bring him to court. And people are now saying that if you don't bring him to court, that means the political class in eastern Nigeria still don't know what is about to eat them. The sit at home is really, really adverse. People are feeling the brunt. But yes, the people that are feeling the brunt of the sit at home are those who believe that the sit at home is going to affect their own electoral fortune, especially in the states that are having their shamble election again. So they believe that as long as Biafrans continue to sit at home, as long as they continue to decide not to participate in their fraudulent election, as long as they can see that Biafrans are not going to ignore the lockup of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, like all these political jobbers, these jobless scroungers, these jobless guys in PDP, APC, trying to tell you the effect of your sit at home, right? So they are doing all of that as we speak, but they don't know what is about to eat them, right? They are talking about the money people will lose for not going to their shop. I'm talking about people who have decided to stay at home voluntarily. If all of you can continue to mingle and then party with those who kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and those who continue to hunt down innocent people, kill them without any account or any consequences. If you think that's something that you can just wish aside and look away, then I think the only language you probably understand is when they choose to embark on the civil disobedience by sitting at home. Those who are most worried about people sitting at home are the politicians. Are you with me? They are those paid trolls. Those articulated morons, articulated mugus, articulated fraudsters. All these jobless boys who have been hanging in the trenches for so long, waiting for an opportunity to begin to taste part of the system and begin to preach one Nigeria to all of you once again. That they are going to lose out is what scares them most. It's not because APC will control anywhere. It's not because Fulani terrorists are going to kill people. It's because they can no longer wait to be begging while they watch the Buhari idiot who managed to get closer to power, feeding from the crumbs, falling from the tables of their oppressors. They can't wait. That's why they are now pretty much at those who are after the IPOB members. You are ignoring their pains. You are ignoring the assault on them. You are ignoring the profiling on them. You are ignoring the killing, their killings. You are ignoring the incarceration, the illegal detention of many of them. You are saying that they called for it. You are accusing them that Nnamdi Kanu told them to go and commit that, so they should deal with it. Now you want to tell them that sitting at home is going to work against them. What have you done to help them? What have you done to speak for them? What have you done to defend them? Same thing that happened with the case of Oloye Sunday Igboho, the Abuja oligarch, the Abuja criminals, the Abuja wearies, led by Malamu. They are already saying they are planning to what? They are planning to appeal the judgment of 20 billion. That's how much this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for 50 billion for extraordinary rendition and so many other things that the case they filed against them right there. The government of Nigeria didn't show up. They ran away. So 3rd of October is the deadline. 3rd of October was when his case was adjourned to appear in court. So if Nigeria doesn't have their evidence now, then if they think they are just going to hold him and everything is just going to be just whatever it is, they have no idea what is coming. And this is part of the injustice, the part of the impunity. If you believe in your own laws, why can't you bring him, or why won't you bring him to court? Your law is your law, your judges, your everything. Why? Because they will lose out. There's nothing to prosecute anybody for. Terrorists can't really find anything other than to cook up something that are never going to be easily, you can't easily stick in the sense, something that can't easily stick. What these terrorists are always doing when they accuse people of this and that is that they continue to look for something that can stick. They say, oh, you spoke to somebody, who is that person? Anonymous. That anonymous, we believe that anonymous is a terrorist. You must give us information. So we are charging you for terrorism. They kidnapped 12 people from Oloye Sunday Igboho's house. They kept them after different court judgment that said they should be freed. They started playing the hide and seek game in order to keep them for longer. Now they are holding 2 of them. One of them, a lady, that captured the attack on the home of Oloye Sunday Igboho on a live broadcast. They are keeping her there, Lady K, and they are charging her for terrorism. As you are watching this video, they are looking for something to attach and say, this is the terrorism he committed. Same thing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Same thing with Omoyele Sowore. Same thing with all the people they have locked up. Do you know that in Ibadan today, or your state, Governor Seyi Makinde, people have been calling on you, and it seems that you pretended not to care. I hope you heard this. 6 people from last year, October, NSAS protest, they are still been locked up in Agodi prison to this day. Would you believe that? For protesting during the NSAS protest, in Oyo State, the Oyo State police, among those people they arrested around that time, that many organizations came together to free them. There are other 6 people right now. They are still there in Agodi prison since last year for protesting against police brutality. In Kirikiri, somebody just told us today that over 200 people were arrested during the NSAS protest last year. Over 200 of them are still left in Kirikiri prison as you are watching this video. Do you know what they are charging them for? Terrorism, armed robbery, different things. And because Nigeria is a den of criminals, as in, well, being led by criminals, you won't be surprised that it is a den of criminals, by the way. It is, Nigeria is a crime scene. Lives of young people are being wasted, wasted away by these heartless criminals who don't know that a day is going to come whereby, of course, the consequences of all of this, the injustice, the impunity, the abuse of power, this whole thing are going to come back to haunt the entire country. Why should you want to keep to be part of that? Why should anybody want to be part of that? What kind of legal system is that? So if you don't have your case against him, you better bring him to court on the 3rd of October. I don't know what's going to happen, but trust me, they have told us that they're going to do the sit-at-home for a whole month. Listen, when they give time or ultimatum, you may think, oh, they will just destroy themselves. They're just hurting themselves. They're just doing this and that. Okay. You see those political class, they are also going to have something waiting for them. This time around, you will see if the people will turn against IPOB as you are hoping, or people will begin to hunt all of you down. In that southeast, that many of you will no longer go back home. You will rather stay in Abuja, like many of those Alumajiri terrorists who are wearing Babariga inside Aso Rock, wearing Babariga inside National Assembly, making laws and passing different ridiculous, laws that has nothing to do with stopping the terrorism in their region. They are living in Abuja. They will never go back to their regions. Many of you, Igbo governor, Igbo politicians, your case is about to reach that level. But wait. I'm not going to tell you. What we tell you when you get to that point. Lord Michael, thank you very much for that. Nobody, thank you so much for your super chat as well. And, thanks to everyone who's managed to tap the like button. I think you should if you haven't. But guess what? Let's go back a little bit. Just a little bit. When they took over power, before they took over power, they said a lot of things. And people did a lot to tell you and expose these characters of people and what to expect. The whole place is now upside down now, yeah? But maybe this will give you the idea of why Nigeria can't work. And a referendum at this point can still save a lot of people before it finally gets overhead. If you have time, listen to this.
Alaji, congratulations. Thank you very much, Kule. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Honestly, I accept your congratulations, even though I'm PDP. Because you remember one time when the fighting in Borno, when our people were being killed left and right. Then what is it, Alaji? I said, do you remember one time when our people were being killed in Borno State, left and right, Bauchi, Gombe, everywhere in the north? Of course. I remember you were saying that was there any Southerner among us? We were the one killing ourselves. I always remember this statement, Mr. Kule. But look at this today now. Today, our brother is in charge, and I'm sure he made it clear to the world. The first thing he said was that he was moving the command of Nigerian Army to Maiduguri until when Boko Haram is over. So if not your brother as the president, who will do it for you? But we could have done it to anybody in Nigeria. But you can see that some people refuse to do it for us. So really, today I understand why we have to have the presidency, honestly. No, it's like that, Kule. Kule is like that. Because how can anybody convince us that some miscreants cannot be dealt with by Nigerian Army? Why can't we believe it was deliberately left? Even if there is no involvement of government hand in it, why can't we believe that it was deliberate? Let them kill themselves. Well, it has come out even very clear. Because it was at a point in our campaign, they were saying that by the killings of Boko Haram, there will be no population again. In fact, let me tell you why the North insisted that Jonathan has to go, because we had the plan that if Jonathan continues, the same problem will happen in Kano, the same problem will happen in Sokoto, the same problem will happen in Jos and Ebro until when our population is depleted. No. We have had a wonderful experience, honestly.
In order to avoid the problem, that's why I said the people.
So whether he accepted or not, the nose it was clear voting now. What could he have done?
Remember what Babangida did for us?
Babangida You see, what happened was, even when Babangida did it, you understand? Do you get me? The bulk of the population that voted was from the north. And Rimi said it. Since Babangida was in Abuja, Governor Rimi of Kano State, then, former governor of Kano State, he said, if they were in Abiola in Lagos, Abiola Babangida will have said it is Yoruba that did it. So Abiola should fly to Kano, they will swear him as president, and they'll stand their ground. Before we know, they rallied around Abiola, they said, don't go to North, if you go, they'll kill you. Nobody saw happen. Do you understand? No. So, but I'm coming now. So Babangida got the... And then,
Abacha that incarcerated him for many years.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. Before we are talking about the cancellation now, the cancellation of the elections. And two, didn't you not see that even from the West, there were people who supported there are big men who joined in the cancellation of the elections. But whatever it is, at that time, it was nobody was killing the Yorubas left and right. Babangida was virtually betraying everybody. And today, have you not seen him on TV? Have you not seen how he was looking? Is God not wonderful? Did you not see Babangida? Even though I have promised as from today, so long as he's my brother from the north, even if he's eating everybody in Nigeria fresh, you come out with Nigerian man leg eating, I will not say it's bad again. Because I have learned how to support my people from what I have seen with Igbos and some people in Nigeria with Jonathan.
Man, you must thank God for Yoruba. Yoruba supported Buhari, otherwise we don't have come.
No, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. Let me tell you one part. I'm coming. Listen to me, Kule. A section of Yoruba supported Buhari. Listen to me, please. Let us make this clear. You understand? We are all politicians.
Yes.
The Tinebus, since 1960s, since the Oyibo left the country, Yoruba was told one word. We are first Yorubas. You are first Yoruba before you are a Muslim, you are a Christian or Nigerian. Yes. So or not so?
Yeah, you are right.
Abi? Okay.
Yes, you are right.
Now, all along, a Yoruba man, whoever he is, whether Muslim or Christian, preferred anybody in this house to rule him than a Hausa man from the north. That's the truth about it. So, fortunately, I'm coming, sir. Let me land. Fortunately, the center is controlled by non-Muslim, non-Northerners. Are you getting me? And Jonathan, fortunately for the North, Jonathan decided to use religion and slash the Yorubas to the extent, for the first time, Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims, Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there, their statements are there in the papers. So or not so, sir?
No, I like this.
Read it, it's there. That's the truth. It's there. Even when he went, there were some few Muslim leaders who met Jonathan. The Supreme Council of Islam of Western Nigeria, or Yoruba land, came out clearly and said no, they disagreed. Do you get me? We know the population of Yoruba, close to 80%, or let's say close to 60% are Muslim. This man constituted a national conference. This is the Yorubas that were saying it. We read it and we had them saying it. Yes. So that succeeded in dividing the Yoruba themselves. Now, two, the humiliation, whatever they did to us, our own was that let them kill us and reduce our population. But at least it was Rocha State, Imo State, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state.
Yes.
Can you hear me? They say Hausa people must have ID card to live in state.
Yes.
Until when we mobilize our people here and say, okay, in that case, all Southerners must live north. Then Jonathan now realized that there was something going on. He said, no, these things have to stop. So are we mad? Do you get me? Count every 5 shops in this north. 4 shops are owned by Igbos. What is Igbo's contribution in the economy? It's not trade. And fraudulent trade for that matter, including Igbo have cheated you. Unless if you are not buying spare parts and tires and medicine. So or not so?
It's so I like it.
Do you get me? Yet we accommodated them. Is it going to Dubai to bring fake drugs that we cannot do it? Now the plan is drugs now. No Igbo man will again sell drugs in this north. We are going to bring it from Kano. Drugs are brought by air. They are going to open massive coolers, rooms in Kano and import it all north, and maybe whatever want to buy, come and buy from Kano. No Igbo will sell drugs again. We are tired of all this nonsense. We know how to control our places the way they control their own. What we are saying is that we are all Nigerians, but we are going to learn what they are doing in Southeast and do it in the North too. Simple. Yeah. We don't have ancestors, but if
that is where I'm actually going. Shetima is a senator now. He's a former governor of Borno, the place where they kidnap the Chibok girls and they milk it. They milk the Chibok girls. Today, the terrorists that kidnap the Chibok girls, they are returning the girls as women with children. Some of the Chibok girls, they are coming back with three children, 2 children. And they are calling the terrorists that kidnapped them and sexually force them and put them in family way. They are calling them their husband. Among those that are surrendering right now, the terrorists then that kidnapped the school children from this guy's state, who is now a senator, they are being celebrated in Borno as we speak for returning with their husband. He said, what is the Igbos contributing to Nigeria? Is it not trade? We will do it. We will go. Is it to go to Dubai and import? We will use plane to bring coolant to Kano. We'll build a drug center. We'll build blah, 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 blah. With whose money? Is it with Borno's money or with Kano's money? Of course, with somebody else's money. Trade. These guys took over government. And within 6 years, let me give you their antecedent. Let me give you their track record. They came in, trade, Shebina trade. They started what is called round tripping in CBN, where they became middlemen between central bank and the genuine businessmen who need the forex, the foreign exchange, right? So they started the round tripping, and like play, dollar, a naira to a dollar today, from 199 naira to $1 in 2015. Naira to a dollar today is now 580 naira to $1. After they ruined everything, they brought something called Buharinomics. Buharinomics that has led to 33 million loss of jobs in 6 years. Trade, I'll be waiting Igbos brings to the table. The Nigerian under them couldn't manage refineries. Not even the ones they met or the new ones they built, they couldn't build any. Ikene Shatabandu fake Pastor Ruga was jumping up and down with somebody with a little boy that's just got a lollipop. He was jumping up and down and he said they were going to launch they are going to open 12 new modular refineries all over the country to be refining oil for you so that your oil would be cheap. That was 3 years ago. They are still working on it. Abi? Now, in in 6 years, in 6 years, they decided, as they ruined and destroyed everything, and they couldn't do anything, they went to Niger Republic to go and sign a contract where they will be helping them to refine 40,000 barrels of crude oil every day. So it was an improvement from 25,000. They were celebrating it. The refinery is in Niger Republic as we speak, and the oil that they will use to refine the crude oil. The crude oil they are going to refine in Niger Republic, they are laying a pipeline, kilometers of pipeline from Niger Delta to Niger Republic. So when they turn on the oil in Niger Delta, it go just the rush for Niger Republic refinery for 40,000 barrel. And then they turned around. They said, you know what? Let's just invest in this Dangote refinery then. Dangote is from the north. He's not an Igbo man. Since Dangote said he was building refinery, is he not a businessman? Is he not about trade? Let's use him as let's use him as an example. Somebody that could probably fill in the gap for them when Shetima was dreaming of how they were going to destroy the Igbos, destroy their means, destroy everything, and then replace them with themselves so that to show them. Dangote is a rich man, Abi, a quota system billionaire that they are flaunting about in Africa. Well, that aside, Dangote said he was going to build a refinery, and being a northerner who actually have his own different exchange rate than the rest of you, no matter how much you complain about exchange rate, Dangote won't. He has his own different exchange rate with the central bank. He is the central bank of Nigeria as we speak. Now, that Nigeria that couldn't manage refineries, almost 8 refineries they have in Nigeria, that couldn't manage that. They decided to go and borrow money to invest in Dangote refinery. Dangote said he signed a contract with this European company, African Development Bank, Exim Bank, that is Export and Import Bank of China, this other bank, blah, 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 blah. They are going to provide all the resources, and the refineries was going to start working from the 2020. This is 2021. Just 3 months to the end of 2021. They have nowhere close to starting any goddamn thing. Now, they have run out of money. And Nigeria, a broke country, decided to go and borrow money, $2.5 billion. And they want to buy shares in Dangote's refinery that has never pumped a can of petrol since they've spent the billions there. DGBT is just to continue to pop up quota system because they use other people's money, not any money from the north, not the cow money, your money. They can borrow money in your name. Nigeria carries a very, very good, credit value. Okay, you have the population, you have the resources, and you have the morons in charge. So all they need is just, they should come. They'll give them more money. All of you are wondering, why are they borrowing them more money? Can't they stop borrowing them more money? You have no idea, because you see right there where they are, they can see the satellite image of Nigeria. They know everything you have. And once your mumu thieves goes cap in hand, begging for money, like Boko Haram was begging the Queen of Netherlands, yes, just yesterday. And Femi Okonu Adesina was not even ashamed to tell us about it. Boko Haram met the Queen and they were talking. Boko Haram was like, do you have any spare change? I'm not joking. That's exactly what he said. Do you have any money you can help us to borrow us to develop Nigeria? That was what Boko Haram was asking the Queen. And they said, what have you done to improve the economy of Nigeria, to warrant if to even look into maybe helping you to develop Nigeria? The Weremegad, he said he shut the border against coronavirus, and is make sure that the border remains shut, and that is why Nigeria managed to defeat coronavirus. And what we need now is just some money to develop Nigeria. He's asking the Queen, a country of I don't even know how what is the population of Netherlands as well. Are they up to 10 million? 20? That's the country that Boko Haram is asking them, begging them for money as usual. So people's money, your money. That's what they rely upon. If they want to build a pharmaceutical coolant in Kano, they need to go and dip their hands into the pocket of all of you so that they can pretend to want to build a coolant. If they, like they did in Kaduna, there is no oil in Kaduna. There is nothing in Kaduna. They said they are building refineries in Kaduna. Kaduna refinery, we know they refine any crude oil. But guess how much salary they are paying every year to their staff? The last, between January and August 2021, the place where we say no single drop of oil is refined, Kaduna refinery. Guess how much they paid? Over 25 billion. They pay salary to people who just they go there. Who are the people? The Alimajiris that will have the money, enough money to fund terrorism. Where is that money coming from? When you have a refinery that doesn't produce anything, and you didn't have anything other than the only thing you have there is just the salaries, the recurrent expenditure. 25 billion into a refinery that did not produce single water, no single can of water, except they are drinking water. Then they also started something. They said they are building a port in Kaduna. They call it dry port because there are dry ports in Europe. There are dry ports here. There are dry ports there. They use your money. They build the dry port. They employ themselves there. Put director, put secretary, put everybody. Then they collect money. They spent over 40 billion naira paying salaries of those ones in 2020 alone. They did not. In that portal, there is nothing that landed there. Nothing cleared from there. No shishi. They don't make any shishi. But people did there, they work. These are what they built to make themselves, because the only real job in northern Nigeria is to work for government, where you pretend to be working for government. You get salaries whenever they pay it. If they don't pay them, then they hold you. One day, one person will come and will just clear everything for you. You don't have to really do anything. And this is how these political criminals, this is how they remain relevant in northern Nigeria. This is how they continue to intimidate and threaten the rest of us. Cut the resources, cut the funding, then you cut the bullshit with them. And that is the journey that they said we didn't consult with them. Southern Nigeria didn't consult with them. People's money. The Biafrans that they see as enemy, they want to destroy. They are not asking for anything. Please give us a referendum. We want to leave. That's what they are asking for. If Nigeria is led by human beings, what you will do is that you engage them. You start the conversation of, okay, not everybody want to leave. How would you know? Until you conduct a referendum. Nobody should be killed. Nobody should be attacked. Nobody should be arrested. Nobody should be imprisoned. Nothing of such. But guess what? They are scared. If the Igbos leave, the Yorubas will leave. The people of Niger Delta will join. The Middle Beltans will go. And then you have this skeletal fake one North, because there's absolutely nothing like one North. Sorry that I've been saying this. I just talking. It's kind of annoying. You see the truth, and you see some people trying to bending it without you knowing that they are doing so for their own selfish personal reasons only, not because they love anything that or the people that are victims of all these actions. No, for their selfish interest only. Why would somebody go to America of all places, and you go on the street, they pick on the homeless people, they put t-shirt on them, and where you write one Nigeria? How fraudulent can you be? Then people move to them and said, listen, guys, come, listen. You are wearing one Nigeria. Where are you from? We don't get white people for one Nigeria. We don't get white people for Nigeria. Where did they go on? Do you know why you are wearing this shirt? Do you know why you are here? Do you know why you are carrying this placard? So that I'm just showing solidarity to my brothers from Africa. So which solidarity? You decrease? Solidarity. Which level be this? You they shout one Nigeria, yeah. People are being killed every day. Look at those guys you see there. These are the people who are their family members who have been victims in Nigeria. And there is one skeletal mannequin in that place that we are here to expose. You are here wearing a t-shirt with God knows how much they give to you. You can't just do that. Trust me, I'm not making it up. We'll go to America quickly.
How much money they paid the person that is organizing it?
It's all right. Exactly. You should know why you're carrying placards and the reason why you're carrying placards. You understand? I can see my sister. I just want to know what part of Nigeria you're from. We all are from there.
I'm from the where you from?
Huh?
Where you from?
I'm from the east. The eastern part of, huh? Where you from?
Let this be on record.
What's your name? Huh? Your name? I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria. It's called Biafra. So where are you from? Same part?
Okay. Listen, his friend over there is giving him sign. He shouldn't fall.
It's all right. Thank you. We know what's going on. Thank you. Sir, do you mind I ask a few questions? Can I record you?
All right.
I just want to know what is going on today.
Well, this is protesting for Nigeria.
Oh, for Nigeria?
Yeah.
For a stronger Nigeria. It's a Nigerian Christian, not target of genocide or ethnic cleansing. So what part of Nigeria are you from?
I'm not.
You're not a Nigerian. So how then you're not a Nigerian and you're protesting for Nigeria?
Well, anybody's black. You'll say, protest for them.
But you know, when you got to protest with the information and the stuff that is happening.
No.
So how do you know that Nigerian Christians are not the target? How did you know that?
I don't know.
So why then do you have the placard?
Well, look, I'm going to tell you something. Me,
I protest for anybody. I help a lot of people.
So you were paid to do this?
Yeah.
Or you were paid to do this?
Yeah, I just joined in with everybody.
Because you did not know.
Black, white.
No, I understand. It is good to support brothers, to support the culture, but also it is also good to protest and pass the right information, right?
It's a lot of information going out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people twist a lot of things up.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure what.
But you got to do a little bit digging.
However, you know what I'm saying? I'm just here to help everybody out.
I understand that. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You're doing what they ask you to do.
Yeah.
At least you're paid to do this, and you're doing what you get paid for.
No, it's not about pay. You know what I'm saying? It's just about.
So I hope those who are asking, did you see anybody paid? Somebody just told you that, yeah, I help a lot of people. See, in America, America is kind of a crazy place. I remember when I used to talk to my friend then, Tommy. So Tommy would give me, he lives, he was living in Chicago then. I don't know if he still lives in Chicago. So Tommy would give me an idea and, we gist a lot. And he said, America is a crazy place. Like you have heard here and there, but there are some crazy things that you begin to ask yourself that, what the hell? In America, there are people whose job is if you want to protest. If your protest is peaceful protest and you want to hire them, you will pay them. Just like in Nigeria. But it's more organized than Nigeria. These ones, they can go to jail. They will go to jail. Those organizing the whole thing, they will then go and bail them out. They have always been arrested for disruption, and they know. So, if you want them to throw a petrol bomb, where they will put petrol inside bottle and put clothes and light it and bomb and all of that, there are those who do that. They are there. You just have to hire. Which one you want? If you want the ones that are going to go with all kind of weapons, not guns, just weapons like every dangerous weapons, publicly, even with police, if they are seeing police, they will go. Those ones are there. And America know them. So protest is like, if America is actually like, it's also like a protest country. Now people will no agree go America. People will no agree with they said they were running away from the persecution in Europe. They moved to America, so they call it land of freedom. So people we say their own job is to go and protest. They don't, if you want to protest because people no get belly, if you want to protest that people they get too much belly, if you want to anything, they will be there. You just have to pay them. Boko Haram went to United Nations with the contingent of about 200 that followed him. Boko Haram, when it was time for Boko Haram to speak, Mumadu Boko Haram handed in the recorded speech. Why did you have to go there when you have a recorded speech? And they locked him up in one room. Then garbage Shehu. It's a pandemic, and the rest of their crew, even including this Femi Adesina, is also in America right now, where his daughter is schooling. Morning good, Abi. I told you, everybody is trying to wait for his own turn, so that they too can send their children abroad to go and school abroad. Femi Adesina, son journalist, and his daughter is in America, so it's just like a vacation for them. They locked Boko Haram inside one room, and they went to town to start hiring homeless people, protest for hire, and the rest of them, and they printed T-shirts. Just the same way they normally do in Abuja, they do in Nigeria. They will print shirts for them, and they will be sharing 1,000 naira. Here's the difference. From reliable source, they said, in order to go and counter, because you see, if you see the level of people that have been protesting for the past 10 days, in front of the United Nations headquarters in New York, even the entire district, they know that people have been coming there, and they are Biafrans, they are Yoruba, Oduduwans, the Middle Beltans. Thanks to Ninas, by the way, all you Ninas organizers, God bless you. You're doing a great job. I just want inclusion. I wish all of you can see why we need inclusion. no, I mean, nothing like trying to, separate people or, gaslight people. NINAS is doing a great job. And their job, what they have done so far, especially at the United Nations headquarters, we have to say thank you, a very big one to you. It's been so significant that those they brought from Nigeria, they had to go to town to go and find somebody that can help them print t-shirt. Maybe they even printed it from Nigeria with cap, everything, and their mask. And they went to town. They started sharing $50, $100. Some people got as much as $500 to come to that outing, to come and shout one Nigeria, one Nigeria. This is the value. In Nigeria, where is the headquarters, the poverty headquarters of the world, yeah? The poor people there, that the politicians deliberately made poor, yeah? The poor people there, they will hire them, and they will give them 500 naira. That is even less than $1. Some they will give them 1,000 naira. You can put that somewhere around $180. That's $1.80. Now, $1.80 will make them mobilize as many as they want in Nigeria, but in America, they have to pay individuals, they have to pay them 57,000 naira, $100, or 23,000, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm so terrible in maths. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to rack my head for that. $50 or $500. So do you see the difference? They are looking for junkies. They are looking for people who have no clue about what is going on to pay $100 to. You, that they stole your money, they will give you 1,000 naira. You'll be carrying cutlass. Yeah, anybody. Well, you can hold your Sharia north. As for our own Lagos Agberos, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, all these all risers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, and all these guys, all risers guys, right? In Lagos, all of them. We are waiting for them. Their own outbreak is just around the corner. Okay. So by the time they get their own final when they get beaten as we expect, yeah, it won't take time before they detach themselves from the one frauduria. If half of them break off from that one frauduria, we are almost done. And that is why when they said the National Assembly is House of Rep is discussing the VAT for states, I said, well, go for it. These guys, they decided to go and report FIRS. They reported the case to the National Assembly that the National Assembly should help them make laws that will stop the states from taking the VAT. Because if the states should begin to take VAT, only 3 states will survive in Nigeria. And they are Lagos, Oyo, and Rivers states. The rest of them, all more, made them begin hard work, giddy. Those who have money to give to bandits should begin to go and collect their money back. Because this time around, now everybody go hungry. You will just realize that some of those, their governors, they will just be living around South. They have houses in Lagos. They will just be paying a courtesy visit on their friends in different parts of the South that manage to survive. I just came on a courtesy visit. They'll bring their wife, bring their children, bring their driver, bring their cook. They'll say they are part of the contingent. At least dinner go sure. If they chop dinner in Lagos, they can drive down to Oyo and then say they want to spend the weekend with Makinde. It will fill their tank and pay their ticket. I'm just saying this, so it is a clarion call on those who claim to be Northerners now, those who claim that they were born to rule, rather they are born to ruin. All this sign that people are saying we are going to take our money, VAT, we're going to stop, the exploration of our resources without us having to control them. You see all these things, all these messages, ban on open grazing, this and that, they are they are signs that even if you continue to still get something from Nigeria now, that is still making you feel like you belong, it's not going to be for long. The moment very soon, it could just be like, it could just shock you. it is better for you to begin to use the money they are still giving you now, the little one that they are giving you now, to invest in your people, invest in your own communities, invest in your states, and begin to empower your people, cut down poverty, and cut out terrorism and banditry. Begin to use that money now. If Lagos and the rest of them say, if Niger Delta say, oh boy, everybody don't they collect their own VAT. This level, now Shakpa go day for time for everybody now. This Shakpa means say, we no one see any NNPC, anybody made them can't drill any oil for Niger Delta. We won't sell our oil ourselves. We no go can't die for here. Everybody they collect their money, they collect their money. Now, Niger Delta money is the money you want to share. Or what do you call it? The Biafra money is the money you want to share. Listen, they gave the Biafrans 5 states in Nigeria. And you know that that's the handiwork of those who believe that as they say, they said that if to say the animals, or these big animals, if the animal kingdom, if they have their own history writer, somebody who can write their own history, maybe all the fanciful stories told us by hunters will just be one-sided story. If we allow the animals to tell their own side of the story when they were fighting the hunters in the jungle, right? So when they did the genocide of 1967 to 1970, where 5 million Biafrans were killed, and the Biafrans surrendered to them, then these criminals, they wrote the history. And they say that person will win, they write history. Abi? That's why I use the analogy of the hunter and the animals. If the animals are allowed to write their own story, you realize that most of these hunters, glorified hunters, they are just ordinary village, wannabes, because they are not real hunters. Luck, and then a bit of luck that ran out of the animal, or a bit of luck on the side of the hunter made him to go home to tell the story. Now, the Biafrans are asking for, what do you call it? They are asking for referendum. Let's bring it that way, right? And the only thing I believe personally is that giving them 5 states means that those who claim to have conquered, no winner, no victor, no vanquish, right? They decided to redraw the map and they gave them 5 states. Guess what? Even that 5 states, Imo State, Enugu State, Abia State, Anambra State, Ebonyi State, except for Ebonyi, the remaining 4 states, they are oil producing states. If oil is that thing that makes you think, they are asking that the whole Biafra land and the people that make up the Biafra land should continue, all the tribes that make up the Biafra land should stay together and continue to live together under one authority and identity that they've had for so long. The fact that, a Niger man, a Biafra man, a Niger Delta man is said to have been the one who actually gave the name Biafra that everybody accepted as a symbol of those from the old eastern region. Okay, so if it's about the oil, they have theirs. You can't find it out if you don't let them access it themselves. If the decision of those, imagine, they are drilling oil in your state, but that oil is not your own, because the ways that control Abuja said it's not your own. Imo State get oil block. They said no, that oil belongs to River States. I say, okay, but this also place have oil. Now they say, no, it doesn't belong to, it belongs to Jigawa. That's how they share it. And if you try to question it, you will be killed. Trust me, it doesn't come so easy. So let everybody then hold their own side. Okay, because by the time this VAT and so many other things that people are cutting off and say they don't want to share anymore. Since nothing much will be shared, people will have to go and use what they have. They will say, don't, if Zamfara gold is for Zamfara, make Zamfara people go sell Zamfara, make them go sell their gold. No, come on, those they can't claim any oil money here, because from now on, we know they give any dime to NNPC. Now their katakata go start. So those who are grandstanding today, who have no idea that all these things they are reading or hearing today, they are just pointers to tell you that the days of Nigeria is now numbered. Trust me, it's now numbered. If they are smart, whatever they can get from Nigeria now, they should begin to rightly invest them in their people. because it won't last for long. I thought I could take calls. I won't. I'm going back to work tomorrow. Oh no, I'm going to be back to work tomorrow. I've missed work, right? I've been away for so long. I've rested. Mind you, I remember when I told you that I was having this chest pain, and so many people have been asking me, how is your chest? How is your... Listen, it's not something, I mean, something serious, okay? I'll tell you what happened before I go. About 3 weeks ago, right? I usually have this inflammation of pains in my chest. So sometimes it will be so kind of chronic that sometimes I feel like, or maybe I'll be having this neck pain, shoulder pain, and all of that. Then you'll be doing that, trying to stretch, trying to get, you know what I mean? So at some point, it will be like so kind of holding my chest so hard. I actually thought probably I was going to have an heart attack. But it wasn't that serious. So they said it was my antibody. That's what my doctor said, right? I met the doctor and they did their check. You know, my heart is working fine. My kidneys are fine. My organs are working perfectly fine. And what I'm feeling is actually an inflammation. They gave a name. I can't remember the name. But it's something that, we have something called antibody, right? Our antibody, I'm sorry, I'm not really a science student. So if you're a scientist, I'm going to try anyway, right? And my antibody is this kind of, defense system, right? Just like your immune system, that we were told about our immune system, okay? That fights against virus, fight against bacteria, things that could make us sick, that could make us unwell and stuff like that. Now, there is antibody also. That one, his own job is to attack and kill any virus or any bacteria that can make me or make you sick. It attacks them and kill them. And it does that like 1 million times a day, every day, right? Now, in the process of attacking the bad, all those bad infection and all of that, as it's attacking and killing them, it can also attack the good, the good ones too, the ones that actually works for your system. So when that gets attacked, that's where you can have some inflammation like that. And, because what we have here is not rubber. It's cartilage and bone and meat and all of that. So when you stretch it, you think it's stretching. It's not stretching. Okay? What you're doing there is that you're forcing to stretch it, trying to get better. And that was what I had. So they put me on medication. I didn't have to go and save money to go and see doctor. I didn't have to pay hospital bill. I pay my tax. My family and myself are covered. And wherever it is, I don't pray to have any cancer, what have you, but I have an opportunity of getting tested early enough for all of these things. So when they check my chest, check everything, check that I'm breathing very well, no problem, I was recommended to go and see the X-ray in the hospital where I went, and they did their check, chest out, chest in, just under. I did all of that. I saw the machine, and I was standing in, then I was like, I wish I had this kind of power or a big money, and I can just lift Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Glasgow. I'll just lift it. I'll just take it to Odogbolu. I'll say, Odogbolu people, we are take. Don't worry, we'll go run on like that. But one day I'm going to do it. Especially, it doesn't have to be as big as that. One day I'm going to do something like that, where my people will be able to walk in. I don't have to be in government to do it. Okay, I believe I can get some money to some level, and I can do it, or I can get my other people to support me and do it. It was wonderful. And I checked, I was like, then I'm fine. It's like my break is over. I have to be back to work tomorrow. So thank you for hearing my side. So I'm fine. It's nothing serious, okay? And I decided to share that because of those who have been sending me messages. Maiyegun Alpha, how is your this? It's not that serious, okay? But thank you very much, all of you. Give me that thumb up on that video before you go, okay? I'm going to see you some other time. Stay safe and good night.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Igbó nìna kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí fa.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o.